Metro Exodus is one of the highly anticipated games of 2018. It's the latest in the Metro games, and the series actually based on novels. The game franchise began with Metro 2033 and was followed up by Metro Last Light. Metro Exodus looks to be taking the series to the next level, and if the series is still foreign to you, I would recommend to check out the Metro Redo collection. That includes both Metro 2033 and Last Light with improved technical performance, all that jazz, and they are both excellent first-person shooters. Metro Exodus looks to be taking the series to the next level. And in this video, we'll be taking a look at 10 big reasons to be excited for Metro Exodus. Let's get right into this. Number 1, first I'd like to give you a little bit of background on the Metro franchise. As I mentioned, the games are based on novels and they are highly immersive single-player first-person shooters. Yes, there is no multiplayer components to the game, and if you've played a lot of first-person shooters, that might turn you off a little bit because usually they emphasize the multiplayer, but these single-player stories are expertly crafted, incredible voice acting, great storytelling, highly atmospheric. The games bring a very engrossing experience. Metro Exodus is gonna raise the bar on this series, and developer 4A Games is touting the game as, quote, an epic story-driven first-person shooter that blends deadly combat and stealth with exploration and survival horror in one of the most immersive game worlds ever created. That may sound like lofty goals, but coming from someone that played both of the previous games, it's absolutely what I would expect. Number 2, now let's talk about Metro Exodus itself. The game is set in 2036 on a post-apocalyptic Earth that has been devastated by a nuclear war 23 years prior. The game continues the story from Metro Last Light's redemption ending. Once again, you'll take on the role of Artem, who flees the Metro in Moscow and sets off on a continent-spanning journey with the Spartan Rangers to the far east. Artem first travels around the Volga River not far from the Ural Mountains to get a ride on a locomotive known as the Aurora. That's heading east, and ultimately he's searching for new life. The story in Metro Exodus will take place over the course of 1 year, and it begins in harsh nuclear winter in the Metro. Anna is also a returning character in Metro Exodus, and she is the wife of Artem. Number 3, one of the major shifts with Metro Exodus is it's gonna place more power in your hands. And this time around, Metro Exodus will have player-based decisions during your missions which will have consequences to the story. The karma system from the previous games is back and it is evolved as well, and these decision-based events alone will offer a ton of replayability to the game. Number 4, in the world of Metro, there are of course several creatures and mutants to find. Let's talk about a couple of them. There's the Demon, who's a huge winged beast and is well known to Metro residents as one of the deadliest creatures around. It's like a grotesque bird of prey. This creature can grab humans from the ground and drop them from great heights. Another one you'll see around is the Watchman. They have protruding joints, fearsome claws, and yellowing teeth. The Watchman is one of the most common creatures in post-apocalyptic Moscow. They run in packs and stalk every street and tunnel. A single Watchman is no problem for Artem and the crew. However, you usually won't find them in singles. They can quickly summon reinforcements if not dealt with quickly and quietly. Number 5, as we mentioned before, the game will be introducing the Aurora, heavily modified steam locomotive. Artem and a handful of survivors will be using this train as they search for new life in the east. Not much else is known about the Aurora, but it looks like it will be a big part of Exodus and will add a gigantic layer to the game. Number 6, another major shift with Exodus is the fact that it's gonna be a little bit more of an open world. Exodus consists of large sandbox areas tied together by linear underground sections to preserve progression. The developers refer to this as, quote, sandbox survival, highlighting the fact that it is not truly a fully open world title. There are many places to explore on the surface, but some irradiated outdoor areas may still require gas masks to be worn for safety. Number 7, you'll be able to customize Artem's wristband with indicators, and the firearms utilized in the game can switch out between different magazine types. Mutants will vary in appearance based on the location and climate, and new gameplay mechanics include a map of the sandbox area, a Geiger counter, and binoculars that may be used for analyzing the environment. And unlike prior games where Artem could only upgrade weapons at set points, firearms can now be modded and customized in the field. Number 8, we are 5 years removed from the release of Metro Last Light, and obviously in that time we've seen the release of new consoles, PC hardware has gotten much better, and of course, 4A Games' in-house engine has been vastly improved for this new title. This time around, Exodus's version of the engine will include physics-based rendering, overhauled lighting systems, as well as full facial capture for cinematic sequences. The engine also has to account for day and night cycles, dynamic weather, and simulated biomes for the inhabitants of each sandbox. Number 9, and this parlays off number 8, of course Metro Exodus is a beautiful game, so there's a lot of question on how this game is gonna run. This new engine is gonna benefit the consoles, and 4A Games has said to have native 4K resolution as well as full HDR support for the Xbox One X. They do plan to make use of the PlayStation 4 Pro's extra power boost, however the exact specifics on that are unknown at this point. I would be very surprised if this game would run at 4K on the PS4 Pro as well, but fingers crossed for the best performance possible, and of course with high-end PCs, the possibilities are really endless, and the previous Metro games in Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light have really taken advantage of the PC's hardware, so hopefully that'll be the case with Metro Exodus as well. Finally, so when are you gonna be able to play Metro Exodus? Well, there isn't an official release date confirmed, however the word going around is that it'll be released sometime in 2018. Quarter 4 has been speculated, and of course it'll be released on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox One, Xbox One X, and PC. This could very well be a game that'll be delayed into 2019. Hopefully we'll see it out before the year's end. So that concludes this video. Metro Exodus looks to be an incredible game. I'm very much excited for it because I have played Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, and like I said, if you didn't play either of those games, you really owe it to yourself to do that. Check out the Metro Redo collection. Those are two fantastic games, and they are games if you were a console gamer that lagged behind a little bit on last generation consoles, but on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One with this collection, the shackles do somewhat come off, so that's great to see, and it'll get you really excited for Metro Exodus, which is looking to be a phenomenal first-person shooter. Let us know your thoughts, sound off in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.